A very warm welcome back to the Football Martin podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in and welcome along to today's final pre-match preview of 2024, the final game preview of this calendar year. Southampton, what a year it's been as a Saints fan. Get involved in the comments box below. Give me your favourite moments of the year. Give me your top three, because there's going to be one standout moment, obviously with the promotion at Wembley against Leeds United. But what were your three top moments of the year? I'm going to give you my three top moments. Wembley. My second top moment was the playoff final, second leg at home. I thought that was just brilliant. We'll never forget that. And my third favourite moment of the year was winning at Birmingham City in the 96th minute when Juric stabbed that last second goal in. And Southampton went on to win. I thought that was a brilliant away day, one of my favourite away days this year. I returned to the Premier League, and we all know it's been really tough. It was never going to be easy, was it? We knew it was going to be tough. I don't think we expected it to be quite as tough as it has been. Southampton under a new manager now. Ivan Juric took charge of his first game in the dugout on Boxing Day against West Ham United, and that's where I want to start today's show, reflecting upon his first game as the Southampton manager. What did we learn? What were the biggest lessons from that game? Well, my biggest takeaway was the change in play. We all knew there was going to be a massive change in play. And the five things I learned, and I'm going to do the first, I'll do you five things the biggest takeaways, is the intensity that this team is going to play at under this new manager. They played at a real intensity. They looked to move the ball a lot quicker. They zipped it around quicker than they have done all season long. And I enjoyed watching the game on Boxing Day. And that's my second biggest takeaway, was I enjoyed watching Southampton again. I enjoyed watching how we played on Boxing Day more than I probably enjoyed all season long. It wasn't just about humping it in the box, because we didn't. We got crosses in the box. We built play up quicker. We got the wing back forward quicker. And we looked to get the ball in and around the 18-yard box of West Ham United more than we have done all season long. We've not created that many chances. And that was the biggest refreshing thing, was the opportunities which we're creating. So we're playing with intensity. We're creating opportunities, which is really, really good to see. My third biggest takeaway was Leslie Ugachukwu in midfield. He was phenomenal the weekend. The way he distributed the ball, the way he used the ball, the way he's so athletic to go from box to box, I thought was really, really impressive. I thought he played really well. It was his best performance in a Southampton shirt, without a shadow of a doubt. But he used the ball well, and he didn't give it away. And that was, I was impressed. I thought he outperformed Flynn Downs massively at the weekend. And I like Flynn Downs, but he's having a tough time. But he outperformed him at the weekend. My fourth biggest takeaway was the big talking point was Paul Onuachu. I thought Paul Onuachu this weekend was brilliant. I thought he played well. And the guy next to me kept going on about how awful his touch was. I don't know what game he was watching, but I thought Paul Onuachu's touch was really, really good. And the biggest thing about Onuachu on Boxing Day was not just his touch, but the way he became a centre point for this team, the way he brought others into play. And he enabled the two wide men in Sigawara and Kyle Walker-Peters to get higher up the field. And he did that because the ball stuck to him. It wasn't pinging off him. It was coming into him, and he was bringing it on his chest, and he was bringing people into play. We've cried out for that all season long, in my opinion. I was really impressed with Paul Onuachu. And do you know what he has done? He's made himself the first name on the team sheet now, Paul Onuachu, in my opinion, for this game against Crystal Palace this Sunday. He is the first name on the team sheet, Onuachu. Without any shadow of doubt. He will hopefully score a goal. I hope he will score a goal. I said in my match day vlog, if you've not watched it, go check it out from the West Ham game. Will he ever score a Southampton goal? Will he ever get on the score sheet? Headers. People saying he can't header. Well, he can header, because I've watched his goals last season. He scored 4 or 5 headers last season. He scored 3 or 4 penalties. Very good from the spot. But he's a real fox in the box, around the 6-yard box. If you can get balls into him, once he scores one, I think you'll find he may go on and score more and more goals for Southampton. You never know. He could be a revelation this season. I think he suits the manager and the way the manager wants to play football. at this football club now. And I think he's done well to stick with it, because a lot of players would have crumbled with the way he's been treated. He hasn't been treated that well at this football club, in my opinion. And we brought him in for Nathan Jones, never got utilised because we sacked him quickly. And Ruben Sellers didn't really fancy playing a striker when we were fighting relegation. He fancied playing false nines and having no goal threat. But I'm really glad this manager's given him an opportunity. And I just really hope that he does go and score some goals. And I think it would mean the world to him. And I think the fan base as well. We all want him to score. That's my fourth biggest takeaway. And my fifth is the way we defend now. The way we get men behind in numbers and we get men behind the ball. Like when we lost possession, the way we bust a gut to get back in now and defend our 18-yard box. And the three centre-backs are immense. I thought they were really good the weekend. I thought Bednarek with the captain's armband is playing phenomenally well at the moment. And Wood next to him with Harwood Bellis the other side, they're solid. I think it's a really good partnership. You could take it one step further and make that even better with Armand Bella-Kotchap. And I think he will get an opportunity. Bella-Kotchap will get an opportunity under this manager. And I hope he does. A lot of people don't want him to. But he's one of the best centre-backs at the club. If you can utilise him and get something out of him, he's a big, strong, physical centre-back. And this manager needs physical players. He needs another physical player in midfield, for me. To play, you cannot afford now to lose Leslie Ugochukwu. You cannot afford to lose Ugochukwu. Right, let's talk about the Palace game. Let's have some focus on the game against Crystal Palace, and let's have a look at a few of the statistics around this game. I've been on Flash Score, I've been on One Football, and I've grabbed a few bits that I like to read out on my pre-match show. Obviously, Palace have not had a great season. They are quite close to the relegation zone, but they've stabilised in the last couple of weeks under their manager, Oliver Glasner. He remains positive about his side's recent run of form. They have had just one defeat across their last 7 league games. They picked up a bit of form. They've won 2 and they've drawn 4 games. Goalless draw against Bournemouth on Boxing Day. I would say that's a good result to go to Bournemouth. We know what a good side Bournemouth are. They're phenomenal this season. They play some really, really good football under Iriola. And that's a really hard-fought point there. It was goalless, as we know, but they'd be looking to get the 3 points against us. It's a home game that they will want to win. They'd be bang up for it. We all know our form. Winning the one game so far this season, we need to find our second win really, really quickly. You feel it's all over for us, but if we can go and find a win, we just need to make sure we don't beat Derby's points record. And that is what I think a lot of the fans in our fan base are feeling. Get involved in the comments box. Is that how you're feeling? They often finish the year on a high, Crystal Palace. The Eagles haven't lost a year-ending Premier League game, get this, since 2018. They've won 3 and drawn 2, with all 3 victories coming across their last 3 years by multi-goal margins. Glasner's men must end a 4-game winless home run in order to continue that trend. They've drawn 2 and lost 2 in their last 4 games at home. Although the Eagles have faced some tough fixtures within that run. Southampton, we know, were 9 points ahead, adrift of safety at this moment in time. And I think as every game goes by, it's going to get harder and harder. And we have to try and bridge that gap if we can, if we're going to stand any chance in staying up. But it is looking ever so unlikely at this moment in time. There's no way to dress it up. A few of the Southampton stats, I think they'll be quite buoyant in the dressing room after the performance against West Ham. And you have to look back to February 2023 to find Southampton's last Premier League away win, drawn 4 and lost 12. It's a horrific Premier League away record for Saints. And that last win, where was it? Get involved in the comments box. I was there that day, and a manager got appointed to the end of the season last time round. What game was that? Get involved in the comments box below if you're still watching. Failing to score in 4 of our last 5 trips, Southampton will at least hope to improve that on their return to a ground where we have scored in 5 of the last 7 away games. Our head-to-head with Crystal Palace is as follows. We've won 4, drawn 1 and lost just the 2 games. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right, let's have a look at some of the team news. Who's out? Who's missing for both sides? Well, Jack Stevens, he's available after suspension, but he is injured. He is not available. He's got a knock at this moment in time. Long-term absentee, Ross Stewart. He's still got that thigh injury. Will we ever see him again? Will Smallbone had a thigh injury, but he's back in training. How close he's to the matchday squad, I don't know at this moment in time. Gavin Bazunu's back in training after that Achilles injury. It's still showing him as injured, but he will end up going out on loan inevitably anyway. For Crystal Palace, Mark Gahey, he misses through suspension, and Adam Wharton misses through a groin injury. 2 big players for them. Questionable at this moment in time is one of their key men in Will Hughes. He is doubtful at this moment in time. They will run a fitness test on him apparently in the morning. So what are you guys saying to this one in the comments box below? Give me your thoughts to this game. Can Southampton go and get a victory in the final fixture of 2024, or will it be yet another defeat for the Saints? I feel quite positive about this one. I actually think that we will start to get results under this manager, in my opinion. I do believe we will start getting results. I don't have any doubt about that. I think we will get some results. Let's look at the form of both the sides. So if we're looking at Palace. So in their last game, they drew with Bournemouth. Before that, they lost 5-1 against Arsenal. They got absolutely thumped against Arsenal. Then they had Arsenal in the cup, didn't they? They had a cup game against Arsenal, narrow defeat in that one, 3-2. They won the game before that against Brighton and Hove Albion. We saw that on the screens at St Mary's before Southampton played against Tottenham Hotspur last weekend. That finished 3-1. Really good victory for Crystal Palace on the day. And the game before that, they drew 2-2 with Man City. Southampton, we know our form has not been great. West Ham, obviously a defeat. We drew with Fulham just before Christmas. Then the 3 before that were just dreadful. We had the cup game against Liverpool, a 2-1 defeat, and then we had 5 that we shipped against Tottenham, and the one that we shipped against Aston Villa, then the 5 against Chelsea in the previous Premier League fixture. Let's take a closer look at the Premier League table. As we know, Southampton, they sit rock bottom with just 6 points on the board. 20th on this game week. Ipswich Town, they're in 19th. They have double the amount of points as Southampton with 12 points from 18 games. Leicester City, they've slipped into the relegation zone after that defeat against Liverpool on Boxing Day. They have 14 points from the 18 games. They're in 18th. Wolverhampton Wanderers, with that big win against Man United, they are now in 17th position with 15 points on the board. I still think Wolverhampton Wanderers will be fine this season. And then Crystal Palace, who we play against in this fixture tomorrow, have 17 points from the 18 games, and they're in 16th position in the Premier League. They are starting to pick up results now, and their home form is traditionally quite good. I think they'll be fine, Palace. My gut feeling is the 3 teams that come up will all get relegated. Get involved in the comments box below. How do you feel it's going to end this season? Do you believe the 3 that come up will all get relegated? We're coming to the back end of today's show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Get involved in the comments box below. Interact with the rest of the community. If you're tuning in on YouTube, love to get your thoughts on this game week. What is your score prediction? Not just for Southampton, but the other fixtures as well. It's been a busy festive period as a content creator. It's been tiring. It's been a little bit draining. There's a match day vlog though I'm going to create tomorrow. I am going to Crystal Palace. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not subscribed to it. And then you can see my instant reaction, my reaction to the game within 30 minutes of the final whistle. And on TikTok, I'm really quick. It's usually within 10 minutes of the final whistle. You'll get instant reaction from Selhurst Park. My thoughts on how the game unravels. There'll be some fan cam as well. I'm going to be around the fan base as well of Crystal Palace. I'm hopefully going to meet a a few Palace fans as well and get a bit of a lowdown on them, where they're going, what's gone wrong this season, and whether Palace fans think they'll be fine this season. I think they will be fine. An away day that I've been looking to do for a long time, and very much looking forward to the trip to Selhurst Park. So my last video, matchday video of the year, will be tomorrow against Crystal Palace. I hope you can tune into that over on YouTube. That will be out on Monday morning. Thank you all very much for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this show. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support this year. It has been nothing short of absolutely phenomenal. So thank you, every single one of you who tunes in and watches my content and comments. More and more of you comment. It just builds the community all the time. Please do share my content with a friend. If you've got a Southampton fan that would love to enjoy watching this content, or listening, if you're listening in podcast format, please do share my channel with your friends and your family. I will see you again tomorrow back here on the Football Martin channel.